Well, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Sports City Extra, today being on Monday, the 24th of November, 2025. Uh, it's good to be back on Sports City. Been away for nilini tulifanya show mwisho pamoja 2 weeks ago, right?
The time Liverpool won is when we did the show together. That was back in last month. This
Nilijua tu
month,
utataja Liverpool.
yeah, and it is true because the last
Liverpool
time we had a
italiua.
show, Liverpool won.
Yes.
And it was in the Champions League.
Against Aston Villa.
And also in the Champions League they won. But also, remember, since that day, Liverpool has never won any game.
And I'm sure if kuna fans wako happy with the suffering of Liverpool, the Arsenal fans. I heard someone saying that God might be punishing Liverpool because of greed. Because we won the Premier League and we went for expensive players, so Liverpool were greedy. But anyway, you expect that from a rival fan. So my name is Chris Mololo. You've heard Felix is here with me as my co-host. Our sign language interpreter is Gideon Minor. We have so much to talk about, and we'll try as much as possible to mention everything that we have because the time is limited. But in case we forget to mention anything, let that conversation continue on our social media platforms. Facebook, X, Instagram, and everywhere as we analyze together the sporting action over the weekend. Of course, we'll start by talking about the ongoing Summer Deaflympics in Tokyo. Team Kenya putting impressive performances, and we'll also talk about Junior Stars, Harambee Starlets. Of course, there's so much to talk about. SportPesa Premier League. In the second part, we'll talk about the English Premier League action over the weekend. And then we finish off by talking about the UEFA Champions League fixtures for this week. So let's begin. Felix.
Yes.
I'm sure you are happy. Do I need to ask, how was your weekend?
My weekend was always colorful because, you know, when the rivals are failing and you are winning, so it is a good weekend for you. So I'm always happy, I'm smiling. Yesterday I didn't even sleep. There was no sleep. I was waiting just to come tonight to find you in face, and you tell me why.
I just saw you texting in our Sports City group and kill. Like, hey, this guy is very happy. Arsenal killing Tottenham. And this derby, we expected it to be tough for you, but Tottenham just did the Spurs stuff. Kama kawaida yao. Waliamua tu kufanya ile kitu. But anyway, as we begin, let me start by congratulating Nairobi City Thunders. That's the basketball team. They won against Johannesburg Giants. And when we see teams from Kenya representing the country very well, we are always proud to see that. And speaking of representation, let me read this update concerning the Deaflympics, and then we say something about it as we move on. So Kenya increased its medal tally on Sunday at the ongoing 25th Summer Deaflympics to 10, with Lucas Wandia and Elkanah Rono successfully defending their titles in the hotly contested final run under the chilly weather and pregnant skies at the Komazawa Olympic Park Gymnasium. Wandia, who led 1 and 2 Kenyan podium finish, has now won the Deaflympics men's steeplechase title 3 times in a row, and he secured the gold medal in 9 minutes, 6 seconds, and 95 milliseconds, and was followed by Kibet, who took the silver medal in 9 minutes, 9 seconds, and 16 milliseconds, with Chinese Shi Quan-tin claiming bronze in 9 minutes, 9 seconds, and 88 milliseconds. After winning silver medal in his Deaflympics debut in Sofia, Bulgaria, that was in the year 2013, the Kiambu-based athlete went on to clinch a back-to-back gold medal in the same event in Turkey. That was in 2017, and in Caxias do Sul in Brazil in 2022. In the men's 800 meters final, Rono had to dig deep towards the end to retain his title. Although he started strongly, he was overtaken by other athletes with only a powerful kick in the closing stages coming to his rescue. He clocked 1 minute, 53 seconds, and 2 milliseconds ahead of Japanese Kose Haguchi, who timed 1 minute, 53 seconds, and 22 milliseconds, with Dalibo Tulik from Czech Republic sealing the podium in 1 minute, 53 seconds, and 33 milliseconds. So now, both Wandia and Rono will each be rewarded with 3 million shillings for their feats by the state. They'll also be flown in business class while returning home. And Rono will get another 2 million shillings for a silver medal won in the men's 1500 meters race. Kenya's medal tally on day 9 of the Tokyo 2025 Summer Deaflympics is now 10. They have 4 gold, 4 silver, and 2 bronze medals. So this is impressive, right? And looking at this team, the way they are performing, although they had a bad start with the basketball team losing, but we can see the athletics team is doing so well, and we are expecting more medals in the upcoming events. So I want to hear from you, Felix, what you have to say about these performances from the Deaflympics team.
The Deaflympics teams has showed us the way to winning medals, especially at the international stage. You know, these Olympics games are used to rate each country, how they perform and how much talent they have made. So Kenya in Africa is leading. Also, I would say as a continent, Kenya has been ranked top in this Deaflympics. We can also give credit to the number of medals we have had. 10 medals in this competition means you are performing. And especially 4 gold, 4 bronze, and 2 silver. That means
4 silver and 2 bronze.
4 silver and 2 bronze. Thank you for the correction. That means we are rated high than a country that has won, let's say 6 bronze, 2 gold, and 1 silver. That means we have, you know, these medals are arranged according to the performance or according to value. So gold is ranked higher than silver, and silver is ranked higher than bronze. So this means we have taken the highest value medals. So that gives credit to us, and congratulations for the Deaflympics for putting us to the highest or ranking us or putting us to where we are seen by the world, and that brings in a lot of investors. We want investors in the athletics industry, also sports generally.
Now, let's talk about the awarding of this team. And before they left the country, President William Ruto promised them that we will reward you just like the other athletes. 3 million for a gold medal winner, 2 million for the silver, and 1 million for the one who will get a bronze medal. What does this mean to any participant in this Deaflympics team and any upcoming talent that we've not noticed? The motivation, what does it mean to them?
Speaking of motivation, the president has been fair in giving out these gifts. You remember the Chan? That the Chan was the starting point of the gifts, and in the Chan, he managed to give a team up to even 2 million per player. You know, that means you are investing in yourself, and also you can improve your lifestyle. And no one would like to lag behind in terms of development. Even as we are here because we get something, we get to have something to support us. So for them, it is a motivation plus improvement of their standards. And this shows that the president and the FKF or the sporting bodies or the people who are behind, the stakeholders who are behind the sporting action in Kenya, they are careful, they are caring for the participants. This shows that the talents that are still unearthed or the talents that are yet to come to light will now work hard to make sure that they also want to get the gifts. Apart from the gifts, they also want to set records, you know. In this having 4 golds, 4 silver, and 2 bronze, that is already a record. And the players who have won it, or the participants who have won it, the Deaflympians who have won it for the first time, will have that motivation to work for better things tomorrow.
Like when you mentioned that, and we are talking about this guy, Lucas Wandia. You see, he has won gold medals back to back. And when he started by winning a silver medal. And that urge of wanting to do better and setting records and breaking them is what made him win gold medals back to back. And I'm sure if you look at how he ran in 2017, in 2022, and now in 2025, winning those gold medals, you can see a lot of improvement. And of course, as I said, we are expecting more medals, and here at Science TV, we wish them all the best. So just to tell you the medalists quickly, for the gold medals, we have Ian Wamboi Kahinga, who won the 10,000 meters race. Then we have James Mwanza Musembi in the men's 1,500 meters. Lucas Wandia, men's 3,000 meters steeplechase. And Elkanah Kiprop Rono in men's 800 meters. Then for the silver medalist, we have David Kiptum Kipkosgei, who won the silver medal in 10,000 meters. Then we have the 4x400 meters mixed relay. I'm sure you remember this team, consisting of Simon Menza, Lynette Fwamba Nanjala, Isaac Tongi, and Berila Tieno.
Yeah.
And then Elkanah Kiprop Rono also won a silver medal in the men's 1,500 meters, and Jacob Kipkemoi Kibet is also a silver medalist in 3,000 meters steeplechase. For the bronze medalist, we have Sharon Bitok in the 1,500 meters and Sarah Wangari Kimani in the women's 10,000 meters. So we wish them all the best and represent Kenya. Now, moving on, let's talk about, I think, let me begin with Harambee Starlets, and then we'll come to Junior Stars.
Yes.
Harambee Starlets are organizing friendly matches and are expecting to play Algeria on Friday. And I think we'll also play Algeria once again in the second leg. But these are friendlies. And we're just trying to compare the performance with the Harambee Stars. When we organized friendly matches last week and the other week, playing Equatorial Guinea, we lost 1-0. And then the most embarrassing defeat I've ever seen Harambee Stars get was Senegal beating us 8-0. But of course, the women's team has been performing very well, Harambee Stars. As you can see, they have already qualified for the WAFCON. So what do we expect in the friendlies that we are going to play against Algeria?
The ladies, on their side, they have been working hard, and on the men too. But when you compare the two, I'll say ladies have been better players. They have worked hard as compared to men. And I'm not giving just credit to them for the sake of credit, but you'll find also men's football usually has that hardships, and you'll find that men's football is different from ladies' football. Men's football is usually physical and is usually hard to perform. But on the ladies' side, I will say it is a bit easy because the ladies don't have that intensity like men. So I will say Kenyan ladies have overpowered already the other nations. That's for sure. Kenyan ladies are for sure they are bullies. I will say they really bully the opponent. I was watching their game last time. I was streaming, and I saw our girls are really playing almost. They are playing almost like they are nearing that intensity of men. So I will say it will be a good performance if we go there and win, because we have already shown. We have already shown that Kenyan ladies are far better than the other countries' ladies. Maybe the ladies we can compete with are from Morocco only. Morocco, I don't know what that nation is made of, but one day we are coming for you. But these other nations, it seems that we have overpowered them. We are ahead of them by a mile. So rooting for them to win again. Even if it is a friendly, we want the win.
And of course, this is gauging and preparing them for the WAFCON early next year. So we hope they'll perform very well in those friendlies, because it also determines how we expect them to perform at the WAFCON next year. Now let's come to Junior Stars. They are in Addis Ababa for the SECAFA regional qualifiers. They've played 2 matches so far, drawing against Somalia, and then they beat Rwanda on Friday. So after beating Rwanda in Addis Ababa, Kenya's under-17 Junior Stars are set to face South Sudan for their 3rd game of the group stage. What do we expect here? Because looking at this team, comparing them with the under-20, this team had, let me say, a shorter time to prepare, because looking at the under-20s, the time they were given 1 month to prepare, and these ones were given only 2 weeks to prepare. fair. And if they manage to qualify for the AFCON under 17 that will be taking place in Morocco, then we will be sure that they've done their best. But looking at how this team was put together, this is a team that has not played together for quite some time. Because looking at the under 20s, they've been together for a very long time. But under 17, it's like they were randomly picked. There are some guys on Hawa, but at least they are performing. What do you expect now that they won against Rwanda, they drew against Somalia? We expect them to play South Sudan today. And then after South Sudan, I think we are going to face the host Ethiopia. What are your expectations?
Sudan is an easy test for us. That's for sure. And I can assure you the distance or the time that they have taken to perform at the highest level, although they have not been together for a long time, but they have really shown they can do. Having already beaten the teams you have said, I think Sudan is at least not a hard opponent to beat than the teams they have beaten. We are going into it as a nation and we are backing them. The under 17 must continue, and that is our rule, especially here in Kenya. We are going there to win. Even these nations nowadays, they fear Kenya. You remember the rugby under 17 when we were competing in Uganda. The rugby sevens, they beat Uganda around 29. And the fans were saying that we took their maandamano. And I was wondering, how does maandamano come to Nini? So they are used to us not giving up so early in games. So the under 17 are going to beat Sudan. My prediction is 3-0.
And speaking of giving up early, if you streamed the game that we played Rwanda are the one who started scoring. And then Kenya scored the 2 goals. And I listened to one of the players speaking, and he was saying it's better that we as Kenyans, we start scoring early. Because when we concede early, then the pressure increases. And that pressure, sometimes in football, you can find that a team scores and they decide to defend their goal, and you end up losing that match. Do you think that's a very good idea as Kenyans? We start scoring so that we decrease the pressure on our side.
That is true, because when you score against an opponent, you have at least overpowered him to an extent that he has to rise twice. If it is scoring, he has to score 2 for him to be, for them to be ahead of you. So scoring has an advantage in every game, not only when we are playing our opponents, the likes of Rwanda, Sudan. No, it is in every game that if you want to win a game, there is the result of the game is to win. So in any game that Kenya performs, if they score the first, defending is easy for Kenya. Even it was happening in the CHAN. When we scored against the likes of Morocco, we used to defend until the last minute. So it is not different from this competition. Yeah.
Okay, now I want us to move to the SportPesa Premier League, but before that, for the rugby fans, an update for you here. The 2025-2026 Kenya Cup season began this weekend with defending champions Cabras RFC Menengai Oilers and KCB all securing massive victories. KCB thrashed Impala 87-5. Then Cabras secured their victory over Masinde Muliro University, beating them 67-6. Last season finalists Menengai Oilers demolished the Daystar Falcons 76-16, and Kenya Harlequins secured a hard-fought 23-18 win over Nakuru RFC, and Nandi Scrits beat Kisumu 30-12. That was round 1. We're waiting for round 2 to see how things will be, and of course we'll be here to update you with all that. Getting a signal that we need to go to take a break, but I think we can just mention the results, and watch the highlights as we take the break.
Okay, this weekend in the FKF, or the majorly known the SportPesa Premier League, we had games that played. This was match week 10, and Mara Sugar on 22nd, that was Saturday, they were beaten 1-0 by KCB. Bidco United versus Bandari, it was 0-0. Kenya Police won 1-0 against Mathare United. Gor Mahia won 1-0 against Tusker FC. Kakamega Homeboys at Bukhungu Stadium, they won 2-0 against Posta Rangers. Kariobangi Sharks versus AFC Leopards, Ingwe Matere, was 1-1, that was a draw. And then Sofapaka versus Ulinzi Stars today, 3 p.m., the result yet to be in. So Nairobi United versus Bomet was postponed, and will be playing maybe next week or the other week. Yeah, so also the next week will also be Mashemeji. And remember, there is no venue or ground that can accommodate all the fans. Mololo, what can we talk about this?
That's a very serious issue. And I think the only stadium that can accommodate all the fans, maybe Kasarani, or do we have to wait for Talanta to be completed?
Nyayo can.
Nyayo, I'm not sure about Nyayo, because you know Gor and AFC are the community teams, and the fan base is very huge.
So who are we blaming here? Who are we blaming?
Do we have to blame anyone?
According to me, we cannot even blame the FKF, because remember, AFC, Leopards, and Gor Mahia have been in the league for so long, or many years, and among those things they have managed is only maybe to win the leagues, but they don't build their own stadium. When you count the revenue Gor Mahia or AFC Leopards has collected in ticket sales and also in sponsorship deals, is enough to build a stadium. Mololo, that's for sure. We cannot be blaming FKF for all the seasons. Mololo, this time I'm siding with FKF because these clubs do not belong to the FKF. They have the owners. These clubs have owners. Even the late Barbara Ila Molo Odinga was the patron. So this club, it means they have money. AFC Leopards has owners.
They do.
So
and
we
that's
cannot...
that is like, let me use an example of the Premier League, although we are not on the same level.
Yeah.
But that's like telling FA to be building stadiums for the Premier League teams, which is not possible. I want us to start with the early kickoff match on Saturday. Burnley playing Chelsea. Chelsea got a 2-0 victory. And I thought Chelsea without Caicedo, they'll struggle, but Andre Santos did a very, very, very good job. And although Burnley started very well, because you know Burnley doesn't have so many players who went for the international break. So they had some time to rest. So that's why you could see that they started very well in that game, but eventually Chelsea got their 2 goals and they are now second, right?
Yeah. They are now giving Arsenal sleepless nights because Chelsea and Man City can only be the competitors to Arsenal. They are all in the title contenders. But I will say Chelsea, as you say, you knew they will struggle without Caicedo. I will tell you that this is not the other team that you know that can struggle without the better midfield. This is Chelsea. So Chelsea, I'm backing them to be in the top 4 this season, and that is for sure. Even last season, they finished top 4. They are playing the Champions League. The same as this season. You know, what I know of Chelsea, if a coach doesn't perform, is sacked immediately. So Enzo Maresca must perform. And this season must perform. Last season he performed, winning the Club World Cup. Now that this
And
season...
the Conference League.
The Conference League is a small cup, so we don't count it as...
But we count it as an achievement.
We count it as an additional... they were just to complete as the most complete team in the world that has won every medal, competitive trophy. So that Conference League was just to add there. But Chelsea is a big team, and winning against Burnley was even in my book.
That was expected. We go to Anfield, where masaibu ya Liverpool yanaendelea. And I don't know what to say about about Liverpool, because even as fans, we don't know what's the problem. Because if you told me towards the end of the last season, up around May, when Liverpool won the Premier League, at this season, at a time like this, we'll be talking about Arne Slot being sacked. Ningekwambia umechizi. But I'm seeing that possibility. But luckily or unluckily, Liverpool management is somehow patient with the managers. I think they don't rush to sack coaches and all that. I've never seen a Liverpool coach who was sacked as the season continues or something like that. I think the last coach that was sacked like that was Brendan Rodgers in 2015. Because in 2013-2014, he really performed very well. You remember that Liverpool at Triple S, Suarez, Sturridge, Sterling, that time. And he almost won the league, but bottled it towards the end. Man City wakashinda. The following season, he performed very poorly. And in 2015, ndio sasa Jurgen Klopp came. Arne Slot won the league. This time, he's performing like this. I don't know what the management has decided, but if he doesn't perform in 2 or 3 matches to come, then I think they will have to look at it. But the question is, who is coming to coach Liverpool if Slot is sacked?
There are many coaches. Xavi Hernandez has no job. So Liverpool do not. An excuse is not having the replacement. The issue here is Liverpool will deteriorate in January when Musala leaves for the AFCON. Also,
even when he's there,
the striking is still average. And what the mistake that Liverpool did was after winning the league, they wanted to double it this season by signing the best players in the world. They had already signed Ekitike, but they also wanted to go for Isaac for almost 200 million pounds. And also, they went for Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth. They signed Jeremy Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen. But
I
the difference...
think the signing of Frimpong and Kerkez, I can't really disagree with it. Because I think the money that was used to buy Isaac, maybe, that is too much money. They could have gotten some 2 or 3 defenders.
And Liverpool also will continue to fumble because in January when Musala leaves, they will have to find a replacement. That is, they are going for Semenyo, according to sources.
Yeah.
If they sign Semenyo, it is another problem. It is big money. He's performing at Bournemouth. When it comes to Liverpool, if he doesn't perform, it means he has created another disaster on top of 3 to 4 disasters that
and he might flop because
yes.
Look at Kerkez, the way he was performing at Bournemouth. Look at Isak, the way he was performing in Newcastle. But for Isak, I can say it's only that he missed the preseason. He didn't train with the team. He was training solo, and that's why he's struggling with fitness. You can imagine the time he got the ball. Very, but anyway.
Let's watch the highlights.
Let's watch the highlights.
Let's watch the highlights. Liverpool is not a team.
We can talk about
their problems exceeds our words. So Murillo scored for for Nottingham Forest the first goal. That was in the 33 minutes. Then Savona scored. Then Morgan Gibbs-White akaweka msumari ya mwisho kwa sanduku ya Liverpool. Pap! Wakazikwa nayo.
From Anfield, we go to St. James Park, where Manchester City lost 2-1 Newcastle. And were it not for Donnarumma,
it was 5-1. It was to be 5-1. Donnarumma is a world-class goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Especially at Manchester City. He has really helped Manchester City. Though he didn't help them against Newcastle, because Newcastle, even in the first second of the game, it was a back pass or a pass from Donnarumma, but it was almost being scored against him because a pass from behind means that is so dangerous. And it was almost a goal in even the first second. So Manchester City were lucky. Let's pray that next time we don't find Arsenal or Newcastle because we will be done. So
now to the biggest match this weekend was the North London Derby, but Arsenal made it look like a normal match because they thrashed Tottenham 4-1 with an Eberechi Eze's hat-trick. And, this was a dream come true for him because Eze has always dreamt of playing for Arsenal. And you saw that hat-trick, what it meant to him. And he was the man of the match.
Yes.
And then something else we can talk about is Alejandro Trossard. You know, this guy is one of the most underrated players, and I don't know why people don't talk about him.
At Arsenal?
At Arsenal.
We call him Mzae because he has the experience, you know? When he scored...
This guy, when things are tough, you could see even yesterday, he's the one who scored the first goal.
Yeah.
Because it had looked like things are being tight.
Yeah.
And I even had commentators starting to say that you are missing Odegaard. Because at that time, Eze was not very creative. But after that Trossard goal, vitu zikafunguka. And goals started flowing. But acha nikupe time. Najua we ni Arsenal fan. Lakini usiongea sana juu ya time.
Sitaongea sana. You know, we are very happy as Arsenal, a family. You know, Arsenal, we live as a family, not like the other fans that say, I'm a Manchester United fan, I'm a Liverpool fan. As Arsenal family, this weekend we were so delighted. We will start by on the side of Tottenham. Thomas Frank, when he was asked in an interview, how do you feel you didn't sign Eberechi Eze and he went to Arsenal? You know what he answered? He asked, who is Eberechi Eze? So Eze was answering in actions. Eze told him that I will score an hat-trick against you. And remember, 10 years ago, that was 2015, Eberechi Eze tweeted that I gonna make history and you gonna remember. There's no other player who has scored an hat-trick in the North London Derby. So it is Eberechi Eze, the first one in 47 years. You know, 47 years, it means you are about to get old. Or if you are nearing to die, you are about to die. So that is the history. That is the history Eze has made. The other thing is that, you know, the North London Derby, if you look at the statistics, Arsenal has won many of their games. So that is history repeats itself. On the other hand, Arsenal is working as a team. It's not being selfish to each other player. You saw when Zubimendi gave away the ball and Richardson managed to score, it was just something that the team took responsibility of it all, and they never castigated him for having that mistake.
Right, that will be all for today on Sports City Extra. Of course, time will not allow us to mention the UEFA Champions League fixtures, but get ready for a very entertaining action. But of course, before we leave, we must remind you that Manchester United is playing tonight against Everton. And for the Champions League, expect very entertaining matches. Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Barcelona, Man City, Bayer Leverkusen, Liverpool, PSV, just to mention but a few. My name is Chris Mololo. Felix Makona was my co-host, and Gideon Maina was our sign language interpreter. Until next time,